We should be dead. We only wanted to find new materials to trade and barter with so we could bring new resources into the Nyespear kingdom. We found something far more dangerous than what we had bargained for.
And that's us. Hello, welcome to Penny for a Tale. We are doing something just a little bit different. If you're following us, you're probably following because of Pathfinder or some of our other shows. And we're doing Pathfinder again, but it's not Age of Ashes. It is the wonderful and recently launched Kickstarter for Naltulth, Candulhurst. I fell in love with Candulhurst immediately. And as soon as I heard of its existence, I wrote furious emails to get my hands on an early copy ahead of the Kickstarter, and now it's culminated because we can explore the town. I would love for you to back it because they are sponsoring this stream, but a little bit more on that in a second. I would like to introduce our fabulous cast for today, starting with Rob.
Hey everyone, I'm Rob. You can find me at RPG Theologian on Twitter. I don't really do too much other than streaming on another channel with the Black Dragons at Black Dragon Roleplay on Fridays. But today I will be playing the Orc Barbarian, the Holdscarred Orc Barbarian Urushi. So really looking forward to it and diving into Candulhurst with this wonderful cast.
All right. Take it over, Celeste.
Sup, y'all? It's Celeste, and I am out here playing some Pathfinder for the first time, finally. I decided to pull in a tiefling named Heritage and play a little bit of Magus, and we'll see where this goes. This should be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to be here.
All right. And people are talking a lot of praise for the class you chose, so that's a fun little playtest as well.
Great, awesome. Hi, I'm Ace. You can find me on Twitch, Ace McSpace. I'm a variety streamer. I'm gonna be playing human, and yeah, I'm super excited. I've only played Pathfinder twice, and one of those was another one shot, so I'm excited.
Right. Last but not least, sporting a beard. Is that correct? I mean, this is
sure.
A development.
Yeah.
Were you freed from like a prison? Like were you like wrongfully imprisoned somewhere, and this is like your Odyssey home?
No,
that's what the beard looks like.
I did not serve part-time. This is just my quarantine. I got nothing better to do. I'll grow facial hair. But hi, I am Spencer DVA on Twitters and such, and I would be playing a class I raced and I never thought I'd play. I'm just playing a plain Jane vanilla human fighter today, by the name of, for those of us who are watching that speak Irish Gaelic, I'm sorry I might be about to butcher this name, a human fighter named Aim Dinna, who is sort of just a wandering mercenary sort of sword for hire that is coming here to Candulhurst for his own personal reasons.
Personal reasons. Of course. I have so much to say about why someone would come here for personal reasons, because it is very lucrative, despite being absolutely miserable. Briefly, I would like to talk about our sponsor, which is SMUNCHY. SMUNCHY is wonderful, SMUNCHY is great, and SMUNCHY concocted a really different setting. It drops you in a continent, and then it drops you in a section of the continent, and then it drops you in a town, and then you kind of like build out from that. But really good history, really good lore. They're still putting the Kickstarter together. It launched today. if you want to play some custom content, and I know people all in the Pathfinder 2e community are all really excited about like all this new Pathfinder compatible content cropping up, including like, I mean, it's really a number of Kickstarters. It's just been a blast. Absolutely check it out. Back the project. If we get to 50 backers, something cool is going to happen. But until then, only terrible things are going to happen because I am a bad GM, proudly. Music, you're listening to Rock Narden. They're basically on every stream if I can help it. We're going to be listening to some music by Michael Gelfi, map by Che and Piku, and then our soundboard is Sirenscape. So you just got to mix the media, and if I use something, you're going to see a link to it in the show notes. But then if you have any questions, I am at ENVJames on Twitter. You can ask me about overlays or art or games or Pathfinder or anything that I use setting this stuff up. But without further ado, how about we paint a picture? So you are departing. I want to say here that it doesn't matter where you are. This is a port city, and it's a stepping stone to the destination that is the city of Candulhurst that you've heard so much about. It doesn't matter, and you've already stepped foot aboard this ship. The Nyespear, which is the name for the common folk known throughout the land, have, for some reason, been sending soldiers north to the island or continent known as Naltulth, to their main port, and really kind of their only true city of Candulhurst. I imagine you're all here for different reasons, but while you make your way onto the ship, it's being loaded with crates. Probably a surreal feeling because it's warm out, but what you see is a lot of cold weather equipment, climbing equipment, shovels. A bit of a reminder that this place is every bit as cold as you've heard it is, and it's going to be your life in a few months. Why don't we describe what our characters look like as they make their way up the ship, starting with Rob.
Yeah, so everyone would see this, probably not an uncommon sight, but still a surprising sight. This tall orcish man, about 6'8", solidly built, muscular orcish man, with coming out from under his sleeves. You can see, those who take a good look can see on his hands, but also going up his neck, some rituals, what look like scars. You would eventually notice a pattern to them, that it's ritual scarification. He's got this short mohawk going down the ridge of his skull, and he's carrying a battle axe just slung over, a great axe, I should say, slung over his one shoulder as he's just kind of tromping up this ramp. Big smile across his face, probably helping to carry something that took up 2 other men to carry. He's just got it hung up in one hand.
Excellent. Well, you see in tow a familiar face, maybe. I don't know if you know this person, though, but Heritage. You're next. Up and boarding.
As Heritage steps onto the ship, there's not the clump of boots, but rather it almost you mistake it first for the sound of horse hooves on the wood as his hooved feet meet the grain. And he has a halberd very easily rested against his shoulder as he walks, and in his other hand he has a book that he's reading, and he's barely watching where he's going, but he's much more quiet and contemplative and much more inward then outward. You almost think he's wandered on by mistake, but then he looks up for a moment, nods, and then looks back down at the book. His horns come up and curl around like a ram's horns, and they are, they have carved in them several runes. You're not certain what they mean or what their purpose is. It could just be decoration. It could be some sort of magical sigils of power. You're not quite sure. And his long hair is tied into a firm ponytail and out of the way. He's wearing long robes, doesn't appear to be terribly heavily armored. But robes that are definitely meant for practical everyday use and out of the way of, they're not going to get in his way if he has to make quick movement somewhere. And as he glances up again, his eyes shift through a myriad of colors before resting on blue. And he just takes up a place on the railing and continues to read.
Okay. Someone you've been searching for. Zachrine. You've had correspondence with them somewhat in the research phase ahead of this mission, but you've never met them in person, and they're here speaking with a human. That human, Spencer, what does he look like?
It's fun trying to navigate this on a phone. I had to figure out how to unmute myself real quick. Anyways, Aindina is male human, probably physically looks like he's in his mid-30s, but the face reads like he could almost be in his late 40s to early 50s. Sort of like this shock of swept back ginger hair. Basically sort of the reverse of what I look like. It's shock of ginger hair, and then the beard is almost like this dark, brownish, dark blonde color. He wears very muted colored scale mail for armor, and he has two weapons on him that you can see. One is a quarterstaff that is sort of just strapped to his back, and the other strapped to his hip is a falchion, which is currently sheathed. And the one thing you notice that makes you think, it's a little odd. There is a sort of white strip of cloth essentially securing the blade inside the sheath. What reasons you don't know, but it's basically locked shut, as it were.
Very well.
Yeah, that's Aindina. Who's this individual I'm speaking with?
An androgynous-looking man with very sharp, angled features, soft skin that already looks to be dreading the cold weather to come. They're speaking to you about anatomy and physiology. It seems like they've been speaking for an hour. Realistically, you know it's only been a few minutes. They have been asking you questions about beasts that you fought. They seem to be researching the discrepancy between muscle strength and muscle size when it comes to hunting monsters. Overall, they seem very scholarly, which puts them at contrast with the 36 soldiers that are also coming aboard the ship, because, well, things are pretty tight-lipped in all of your circles, but you are aware that there is a war of sorts being fought in Naltulth. And you're not even really going there for it. You're really here on business, but you know you're tasked essentially with making friends on this ship should it go south while you go north, because you're going to need might to make right in this scenario. Zakreen, though, stops finally. A mercy, honestly, because they turn to heritage. They wave him down. Yes.
He
Hello.
snaps the book closed, and when he lowers it, you can finally see his mouth, and there are large tusks sticking up out of his bottom jaw. You must be the one I've been corresponding with.
Yes. I have a few orders of business, and we'll speak privately. Just find me later.
Of course. He spares Unduna a passing glance. Nods.
All right.
Just nod back as a compliment.
Now, Raynor, are you the type of person that finds himself running late to...
Not
Maybe?
not
What do you
usually.
Not usually.
Not usually, but got a little lost today, kind of figuring out where to go. Not completely used to the area, but is working on it.
Yeah, well, seems the man's trying to hoist up and get ready to depart. You are at the other end of the harbor, though. He doesn't see you, and the ship is about to sail. I want to ask what you plan on doing here. In lieu of a character introduction, we're going to start with a character challenge of some sort. You need to figure out how to get on that boat before it departs.
Okay. Well, as soon as I realize that they're probably about to start departing, I am going to kind of make a break for it and start running. How, I guess, if I were to just, like, make a run for it and kind of just start, like, yelling, like, hey, hang on a second, does it seem like they would hear me?
So that will be a skill check. I could see that being intimidation. If you're trying to just be really loud, it could be diplomacy instead, depending on if you have either of those two trained.
I believe I am trained in diplomacy, not intimidation.
All right, and what's your bonus?
+4.
All right. Well, 15 was a DC, and you've just beat it. So with a shout, yeah. What do you do?
Oh god.
What do you say?
I start running, and I'm just like, I'm like kind of, I start running, and as I start to get a bit closer, and I think, at least for me, I would be in hearing distance. I'm like, hang on a second, wait, don't leave yet, and just keep going.
Come on, run out of time.
Sorry. I'm coming. I head over.
Drops it back, and you get some sea breeze. You might have a second. You didn't get the chance to really say goodbye to a nice weather or being remotely happy for any period of time, but you realize you have a moment here before the ship sails as you get on to say goodbye to the city. And
as I head up, I do give like a nod of appreciation to them for waiting and not leaving me behind.
Yeah. All right. Well, and you'll notice he'll start to size you up. Yol is the name. One of the few people you were introduced to ahead of his departure. Essentially, his job is to hand out tasks on the voyage, because a ship full of soldiers has to be a ship full of sailors as well. What does your character look like as he inspects you?
Normally a bit more composed, but a little bit ever so slightly out of breath. He's a human man, probably about 5'8", very long, like absolutely pitch black wavy hair that goes down to his back, ending a bit above his waist. Um, Not super like dressed for the warm weather. He does have a long cloak and is pretty dressed up, not showing a lot of skin or anything, and his hands are wrapped up with bandages, and he has a sword strapped to his back.
All right. Look at that. Ain't dinner. Turns. How old would you say you
Yeah.
look?
How would I say? I look or Reiner you're
Yeah.
talking about?
No, you. At a glance, do you look older or younger than your true age? Like how? Would you give off the appearance of a veteran?
Definitely. If you're just looking at the face, it reads older than he actually is.
Alright.
He reads like he could probably be in his 50s, but he's actually like 35 around.
Bull scratches a salty beard. You tell me why. They load my ship up with nothing but a bunch of soldiers.
You know where we're going, right?
Yeah, and I know we gotta get there.
Yeah. So strong people looks like you. Strong people looks like what you might need.
All right. Well, he's gonna kick a bucket over to Raynor.
Oh.
It's got like a weird like a scoop to it on the inside, and it reeks. It's porous wood that's just soaked in a lot of misery and anguish. But otherwise it's empty. Yeah, well, looks like nobody here has any sea legs, so I trust you know what that's for.
Yep. I say he does not.
Yep. All right. Well, it'll get a little bit better, and then much worse. So, say your piece. He sort of points to the city. One that will essentially be lost to time, and he'll disappear into the captain's quarters atop this galleon. It's you four plus some soldiers. Some are already moving below deck. But you've experienced some nice weather, and the ship is starting to depart. What do you all do?
I think seeing Raynor come running up, run late, and call out. Once he gets up there and he's handed the bucket, he'll come up to him and slap him on the back. Go,
Oh, boy.
oh, I saw you last night at the tavern. You were having a little too much fun, didn't you?
You know, it's last night before the big day. I just figured might as well enjoy it while it lasts. You know how it is.
Well, whatever you may have been doing this morning, that's what that bucket is for here on the boat.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Oh boy. It's gonna be a long ride.
But
I
don't
can
worry,
already tell.
we'll all help each other here.
Well, that's good at least. What's your name?
Ah, I'm sorry, Urushi.
Urushi. I'm Raynor. Nice to meet you.
And you as well. As we're going to be on this ship for a while, may as well get to know one another.
Yeah, I fully agree.
Notice Zachary is staring at you, Urushi. You two have not met.
Oh, how do you do?
Oh, Sorry.
Urushi would be holding out one of his big hands to shake his hand. Probably, I'm
Yeah.
sure, could easily swallow swallow their hand in his.
Yeah, and it just about does. It's an awkward exchange, compounded by the cultural mismatch. So it's left hand first, and then the swap.
Yeah.
Flustered by the
Yeah,
exchange, I'm sure it might even just be
whereas
lost in you.
Urushi probably goes. Oh, sorry. Urushi probably even goes to bring him into sort of an embrace, doing the one hand across the chest and giving him a hug. Just a very surprisingly cheerful orc and very receptive to others, which probably throws people off a bit.
Yeah. So, what brings you north then? Urushi.
Oh, yes, yes. And what was your name again?
I'm Zachrine.
Ah, yes. Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I have certain skills I've learned living off the land that others seem that they could put to use, and I may be looking for someone. Now, my mother. I've heard tell that she may have headed north, so here I am.
May I, no, no. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. We haven't even left. I'll be seeing you.
Oh, yes.
All right. So, does anybody have anything else they wish to do before they find their room below?
I think that's
All
what
right.
what Aang didn't almost does immediately is he goes to his quarters and is just sort of sitting
That's
there.
fair. Yeah, no, I mean, we like a good brood. So, what we have now is an opportunity for 3 months of travel. That is what it takes to get to Naltulth, but importantly, to get around Naltulth to get to Candulhurst, because there's no good place to stop on this wretched island at all, from what you hear. It's a pain to chart, and our friend Yul Malays, the captain, he'll make sure to make his grievances known, complaining the entire time. But we have a few months if you would like to try to influence either the captain or Zachrine, or to correspond with anybody else that you're working with. I mean, there are soldiers here. Is there anything in the long, in like sort of a mini downtime that you would like to do while we're sailing over? And then we can also go over probably why you're here. There are a number of jobs that were posted on a job board before the ship departed. I'm sure any of you could take almost any of them. But yeah, what are our ideas?
I mean, Heritage definitely needs to speak with Zachrine about why he's here and the study that he's conducting, the research.
Yep.
So he probably pretty early on makes time to sit down with him. It's good that we're bringing other specimens with us than the comparisons that can be made between Urushi and myself and the orcs in Candulhurst. That'll be
Urushi.
some
Yes.
good data points.
Pulling back this like wispy light brown hair against a pale cheek, reaching for a clip, only to realize they didn't bring one. Sort of just let it fall. It's been
Heritage
a few days,
produces one.
but thank you.
Of course.
About Urushi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to broach the subject. I'm not good with these things. When I spoke to you, you saw my my work on the acromegalis orcs, or well, rather they'd call them Blind Strike.
Mhm.
He might be related to one.
I see.
The phenotypical Blind Strike Orc will have large hands. He's quite tall. I'm curious then, because, well, it raises a lot of questions about Dark Spire.
It's true. Most people appreciate plain speech. Don't beat around the bush. Say what you mean, say it without hesitation. If somebody takes offense, well, that's their problem, not yours.
Right. Well, then I should work with him.
Of course.
We'll find this. It's come to my attention. Mainland orcs are quite upset. The myth of the Dark Spire, it doesn't align with their own origins, and while I don't think it particularly useful, I think we could have meaningful research there.
It's possible these Naltulth orcs aren't orcs at all. They share some of the same genes with us, but there's something different. I haven't dismissed the possibility. I also haven't dismissed the possibility yet that they are in fact orcs, and they simply are built different, as they say.
Right. I wouldn't risk...
Evidence will rule out theorems.
Good. Well, you'll do well then to investigate. Thank you. I should meet with Arushi then.
Of course. Keep me informed.
Right. All right. So, Zakreen is going to want to pester Arushi for some time, drawing sketches or diagrams of very tedious things. Like, we're talking like wrist forearm ratios, your vascularity, really cataloging your physical form in a way that is neither interesting nor sexy. Just really trying to figure out like what makes an orc, and if maybe you aren't one. You can make a diplomacy check, actually both of you, to try to figure out what Zakreen is doing, but it's something that plays out over a long period of time. So it's not anything you'll uncover in a single RP, but see if we can get some clues. But then, yeah, if you want to make a diplomacy check, let me know how you did. I have to remember that it's low DCs, because on Sunday, by the way, yeah, spoilers, I'm running a 17th level campaign on this channel, and the DCs are in the 30s and 40s.
Yeah,
17 is great.
But with a -1 modifier.
16.
Because
16 does it.
Yeah, so.
Okay. So you do both learn that what Zakreen is trying to do, the acromegalis orc, as they refer to them, it's their name for the Blind Strike Orc, and the reason why is because they have massive feet, massive hands, pretty big head. You don't really see that with orcs. Orcs have like the heroic makeup usually, where it's like a small head relative to the size of the body. It is related to hormones, but Zakreen doesn't know that. People don't know that. You have a feeling they suspect Arushi has this acromegaly, which might be an indicator that You are related to some of the old Blind Strike Orcs from some generations ago. That said, our dear humans, you've been given first pass at the job board. You've noticed a few things. It's really just like a binder, a bundle. Waltir Padbrit is an explorer. He works in a hunting guild, and he carries this little job book. I want to ask, is there any type of job in particular that you're interested in doing? I imagine it isn't too terribly violent.
I don't in particular have a preference toward any type of work, as long as it seems like something that I could actually do in a timely manner. Yeah.
Okay.
Aiden will just look for stuff that pays the most. That's what he's looking for.
I mean,
all right.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah. Well. Waltir will produce a number of jobs. The first one, and probably the most lucrative, a cartographer has gone missing. There was supposed to be a pretty good map of Naltulth. The Nyespear are delayed in that. They don't have a map that they like or they feel is reliable enough. So we're all limited to using like continental charts as well as some local maps, and it's been a disaster for explorers. So a rather famous cartographer was sent to Naltulth and vanished. That's a big one, and it seems nobody else wants to touch that one. But a number of other ones, a local business from the town you're from, Aindina, wants to research Candulhurst's magical candles, which are usually exported, but they're quite expensive, and tariffs suck. So they're looking to conscript someone to either lower the tariffs or try to cut corners and figure out how they make their magical candles without having to buy from them anymore. Basically to make it on the mainland, which is considered to be pretty shady. You really caught that word of mouth from Waltir. And then, of course, there's this general consensus among the soldiers that are traveling is, why do people choose to live here? Like, what is it about? Why is this even a thing? This place is largely a mystery to most people. But, yeah. Let's see. And then there's another official matter. It's part of an official investigation. A report should be concocted about the state of Naltulth, the state of the threat of the Blight Shadow, which is considered to be... It is an ongoing war, but it's one that is believed that won't spread to the mainland anytime too soon. Something to investigate. If you could produce a report about potential overseas risks, there is an agency that will buy this from you. But it takes a lot of academic work, and it's going to take many months. So it's one of your downtime options. But those are the jobs.
A lot of
Take them if you will.
Yeah, a lot of those seem a bit too above Aindina's like sort of just intelligence pay grade. He'll just sort of unceremoniously sort of tear the page about the missing cartographer out of this book, reads it over, and then sort of just folds it up and stuffs it somewhere in his scale mail. And I assume, are there a lot of soldiers in this room at the moment?
Yeah, there's a few. Yeah.
All right. Who wants to come find a missing cartographer with me?
They look at you with skepticism. Some reverence, though, for your age. Why would we do what you tell us to do?
Well, how... You know I'm probably closer in age to these soldiers than they think.
Yeah.
How old are most of the soldiers in this room?
15 to 25.
Man, there's a couple war crimes there with the lower end of that, but we won't talk about that.
18 to 25.
Oof.
Yeah, just, yeah.
He'll purposely target the younger of the group because if we want to know the lay of the land of where we are, we should probably look for the one person who knows what to do about it. Can you draw maps? Do you know how geography works?
If you mean to infer that I'm not the learned type, old man, we can speak with Blade.
Just 1 second, I'm gonna close my window here because there's a lot of noise on my street. Okay.
Raynor, I want to ask, are you doing anything in this time? Because there's a sense of escalation by the job board, which is actually just a book. And Waltier
I'm watching this play out.
Waltier absolutely just doesn't care. He's actually retired, and he's really just here to make a little bit of coin, really to trim the coins, like just shaving pennies at this point.
That's fair. While this is kind of happening, I would like to take the information about the why do people live here job posting. But I do also, as this is playing out, I do want to, keep an eye on whatever's going on, because I would be more than happy to help out looking for this missing cartographer, but I do want to see if this escalates into a fight first, before I know whether or not it's actually going to be worth my time.
All right. Okay, yeah. Why do people live here? So, yeah, you're looking for a report for some classified agency, and you're looking for the cartographer. Well, you're actually looking to start a fight, it seems, Aindena. Because, yeah, he'll get close to you.
Oh, please tell me this is probably, the youngest one in the group.
Yeah, I mean, you can make a check, figure out how old, but very young, very fresh face.
Sure. Why not? I believe, for me, that's going to be solid 9, Ian. Solid 9.
Solid 9. You have no idea. 15 to 25.
How tall? Probably. How tall are they?
Pretty short. They're 5'8",
sort
but
of...
you don't know if they're done growing.
Right. They'll sort of get down on his eye level. You should listen to me because I'm older than you, boy. And trust me, you don't want to know what happens if this, patting the falchion on his side, you don't want to know what comes next if that comes out.
Look over. You can make it an intimidation check if you would like here.
Absolutely. Oops. 16.
Okay. All right. Extends a hand. Just wrist out.
He'll take it, and then just to prove that he's a little bit stronger, we'll squeeze it maybe a little bit harder than he should. Glad to see you're smart. Yeah. Glad to see you're smart, and sort of just gives him like sort of like a smack on the side of the head. And we'll sort of he'll stick around.
I'll go with you.
All right. Good. Anyone else?
I mean, if you're...
Yeah, what's Rainer doing?
Rainer Simpson is like, I mean, if you think that you'll need another person, I'm more than happy to assist you on this.
Good. Probably need about as many people as we can get. We're searching for one person in fairly damn city, so...
Fair point.
All right. With that, we have our jobs, we have our tasks. It takes a few months to get there. Does anybody have anything else? All right. And suddenly, before you know it, one barf bucket at a time, and many, many complaints later, hear the bells toll. You're here. Every day has been colder than the last, save for a brief period where you caught a warm spell. It rattles your bones to know that this is the considered to be the ideal time of year to be arriving in the city, because it's cold as all get out. But you're here. You can already hear the sound of the city, distant, but it's fed the acoustic reverberations of the icy, hard terrain around, so you get an echo of all the goings on, even from 1,000 meters away. Have a moment. Everyone's finally adorning every layer of their cloth protection that they haven't needed until just about now. You're told it's a good day, and it's about as warm as it'll get for a while. Well, Yule calls out, "That's it then. Candulhurst." Spits. Well, for those of you who haven't blown your gambling budget, we should get drinks tonight. Population about 4,000. Let's see it stays that way, though. I don't think they don't play nice to murderers. Besides, there's a war to fight. All right, have your papers ready. They'll turn us away if you're not prepared. I've seen it before. And as the ship moseys on in, you notice Zakreen is pretty anxious on this morning. They're concerned that such a long trip might be for nothing. Heritage, Arushi, imagine you've become at least acquainted over the last few months, but what would you be doing here as you arrive?
Heritage actually takes one of his outer layers, one of his cloaks, and drops it around Zakreen's shoulders.
The hellfire in my belly keeps me plenty warm, thanks.
I imagine too, Irushi would be he would be at the prow of the ship, watching as they're coming in, just taking in deep breaths of the salt air, and turn around and see Heritage standing there with Zakreen, and walk up to him, seeing the nervousness on Zakreen's face, would pat them on the shoulder, gentler this time than the first time they met. Urushi's learned he's, not, Zakreen may not care for the firmer shoulder pats, and say, come on, cheer up. I'm sure everything will be fine. We'll get into town and we can all have a few drinks, and maybe you can explain to me some of those drawings, a little bit more about those drawings of yours.
Yeah, well, let's get there first. Yep.
Well, I'm sure we'll be fine.
As you arrive, you're reminded why you're here. You know there's got to be hospitality here somewhere. It certainly isn't at the docks. Shouting, yelling, reprimanding. Someone gets decked for producing the wrong papers. You are reminded that it is wartime, after all. Things are moving fast. Things are busy here. This is where weapons are being shipped. I mean, everything, the lifeblood, anything you would get from outside this island is probably coming through this port. All right, remember what I said. Fuel snaps. It's about 40, all in all, crew aboard this ship. Many really just here to fight. You descend. He has his paperwork. It frees him as the captain, but each of you individually need to state some sort of business. There's a woman, orcish. She's standing, holding a block of wood that acts as a clipboard as you each come through. Immediately upon a glance, if she thinks there's contraband, she'll point you in a direction that leads to a room you can't really see. But as you come down the dock, Ain, is that you? Call back.
He'll tilt his head and sort of just raise an eyebrow.
She looks up
and gives like
notice.
A very quick, to the point where probably only they would be able to see it, like, nod.
You notice as she looks up, she's wearing it looks sort of like a headband, but it covers her eyes, wraps all the way. It's scarlet and tied really tight. Through it, you see the glow, two faint lights where eyes would be underneath the wrapping. Surely she wouldn't be able to see through it, but she looked directly at you and pointed. She points in the right direction, which means she doesn't suspect you're here for any nefarious reasons. She knows you.
He's sort of a little bit eked by that. But we'll walk past and just give them the lightest, pat on the shoulder almost as thanks.
Raynor, you notice Walt's here behind you, briefly. As you're headed over, one thing. Whatever you do, don't tell them you're here to report.
Okay.
The job, it's secret, you see.
All right. Yeah, I won't.
Oh, man. All right. Good. Aindina, what do you say in response to this orcish woman?
Oh, the one that's like asking what I'm here for.
Yeah, she's pestering you. That's for sure.
Yeah. Personal business. Looking for someone I haven't seen in some time.
Well, we should catch up.
We should, I think. Some of us are heading to a tavern here in town later. Well, those of us who haven't blown our gambling budget on this trip here.
Yeah. That's not worth dying for. You might sleep with an eye open. Your past has been leaky around here.
I figured it would be.
All right. Be seeing you. Next. She calls. The rest coming down the ship. I mean, it's really pretty straightforward. You get checked. It's not a lot like the TSA, honestly. Till we get to Raynor. State your business.
Okay, so what have the other people before me been saying? Like the other soldiers and stuff.
So they're fighting, but they have equipment and insignias representing the Nyespear, which is one of it's basically the main fight against the Blight Shadow. You don't have such an emblem because you were not conscripted as a fighter. You were here for other reasons, and you found a way to tag along through the job board. So you don't have their excuse. And it looked like Ain used a friendly connection here so as not to be questioned. But as you arrive, you're kind of put on the spot. Waltier's not gone yet either.
Heritage speaks up.
Oh.
He's with me. He's my research assistant.
And I kind of put a thumb back yeah, what he said.
Let's make a deception check here.
Good.
You want us both to, or just Heritage? Or just me?
You both can.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. I got a... What is my mod? I got a 13.
Mine's flat, no modifier.
Platinum mod? Okay. You got a 13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well. Sebta, the guard, the orc, looks at you, Heritage. And why are you here? What are you researching?
Anatomy. Specifically
Anatomy of
orcish
what?
anatomy.
Well, I'm flattered, but why are you really here?
To learn more of your kind and see how it differs from my kind.
You don't think we're the same kind?
I haven't ruled out the possibility we might not be. Your origins, my origins, there are many differences.
Very well. Go. But I don't trust him.
I'll keep him trustworthy. And Heritage puts a very rough hand on the back of Raynor's neck and squeezes.
There we go. The short leash will do it. Heritage, you succeeded your check. Raynor, you did not succeed your check.
Oh shit.
So
Okay.
the deception, yeah, something of a partial success here. But as you make your way across the docks, you get up into Candulhurst proper. I want to ask, what's your first objective? You all have roughly an idea of where you're going to stay. It's like a sort of a tenement housing. First thing you're going to notice it is bitter cold here. You see now why people rush indoors as soon as they're finished with any of their business. Mostly people are still unloading crates at the harbor. A lot of weapons headed to blacksmiths to be treated, etc. And you know Zacharian's left and just kind of disappeared. Like, did the thing and wandered off. Gone away.
Well, as soon as we're kind of out of there, I would like to thank Heritage for helping me out on that one. But, yeah, thank you again for that.
He smiles far
Is
too
that it?
wide. Don't thank me yet, because you owe me now. And believe me, I'll be collecting before long.
I will keep that in mind. Is that really why you're here, though? To study anatomy?
Yes, it is. I spoke truth.
Okay. I mean, I'm not here to assume that you weren't. I was just genuinely curious that is why you're here.
Perhaps you have an interest in anatomy.
An interest per se. I wouldn't say that exactly. I mean, I'm sure it's a very interesting science. It's not really up my alley, but I was just curious why that would. Oh,
You're
boy.
too green
Okay.
to be here. Far too green.
Well, I guess we'll see about that.
He claps him on the shoulder. Sometimes anatomy doesn't mean anatomy, boy. And he turns and walks off.
Woo! Okay.
We're calling.
All right. Aindena, you had no issue getting off this boat. Aging like you did, you're trusted, and you're mistaken again for a veteran. Not even carrying the emblem. You kind of fall in with the Nyespear in the war effort. Kind of ushered straight into town. But where are you headed? What's the first thing for you?
He is gonna sort of just ask around about the family of a local political leader here. Said leader died about 10 years ago at this point. And he's sort of just wondering, is the family still around? Did they move on from Candulhurst? Did they go somewhere? Are they still here? Yada, yada.
So that's okay. All right. So that's a diplomacy check to gather information. Let's make it because it's important
I am
here.
Totally good at. It's not awful.
Okay.
13.
Yeah. You find someone who seems to be familiar with the situation. Told offhand, they'll be at the Slippery Chair Tavern here in town. That's where you're directed to go to. Yoel told you, if you're looking to not freeze to death on the first night, get an inn pretty quick. Get comfortable and get drunk as frequently as you can afford. But there, you're told you'll find somebody. Yeah.
All right. I guess he'll notify the others who are wanting to that he's headed to the Slippery Chair, and those who wish to join him can. Those who want to fuck off and go other places, cool. But that's where he'll be heading.
Do we have other business, or are we joining Eindina here?
I don't know about you guys. I need a drink, so I will be heading in that direction as well.
Okay. See? That's the spirit.
Urushi would
The only
tap
place
Rainer on the shoulder again.
Great.
Smiling at, remembering that first day they met.
Yeah, I'll take it easy. I promise.
Well, there's a bit of life here in the tavern. Slippery Chair. String instruments filling the open space, which seems to dwindle as the minutes pass, because people are now shuffling in a lot of familiar faces you're sick of, faces you've seen seasick a dozen times on this trip. They're all here to do the same thing, and that's drink away a terrible voyage, and warm their bones a little bit. They're here. It's about everything you expected. It's surprisingly dark in here, save for some colorful light sources just out of sight that illuminate this place in a sort of dark rainbow. Bartender, burly man with a mustache that just doesn't know how to quit. He's throwing drinks. You recognize someone, someone that's been here for a while. He's an old man, and he would speak as if he's been here for a long time, but the way he talks tells you he's not really from here. And yet he rants. This is the person you're looking for. A couple of unfortunate patrons have lent their ear to him, so he could complain about how things aren't the way that they used to be, how the threat of the Blight Shadow is going to end the world. More specifically, how the ale is probably just piss.
We'll sort of just sit down at the bar, attempt to wave him down a couple times. Any success in that endeavor?
Well, eventually, either way, he's gonna find you. You. You've returned. Why?
Had a job that paid good coming here.
Moves over, sort of slumps, elbows on the bar first, but then those hands just kind of fall, and then the head droops. So just rest in the hand. He's obviously tired from a day of drinking. Yes, but why? Why Candulhurst? Of all places, this insufferable cesspool. You've returned.
It's where the good jobs are. It's always in the worst places.
Well. I live with many regrets, dear Eindina, and I have to ask. You hear a crack in his back. He's wearing what sort of look like wizard's robes, except they're just a really thick material, weaved in a sort of cable knit pattern. It would be beautiful if he ever bathed, but he doesn't. He sort of turns to you in that gray garb. And the seriousness washes over. See a sort of glisten in his eye. You can tell he's about to ask you a very sensitive question. About your past, about something you ran away from, and something that you feel like you got to watch die. But he doesn't. He stops. Introduce me to your friends. Who do we have here?
As sort of before that, it's sort of like a response to the unspoken question he knows he's going to ask. You see that he sort of takes the falchion off his hip and sort of sets it on the bar. Lets him observe it for a second. Puts it back.
Well, I need soup. I'll be leaving. Moves to the other side of the bar, where people are picking up food.
Well,
Hot food, that is.
I guess he didn't want introductions.
Since he doesn't. He seems.
He wasn't served alcohol. He just pulls like this little like metallic flask out of his pocket and just sort of starts idly sipping from it.
Raynor, you need a drink, is that correct?
If that is.
All right.
Yeah, I would like to go to, I guess I go to the other side of the bar then and try to get myself a drink.
Well, fresh blood. Notice the handlebar mustache. Probably first, and then the rest as he sort of leans forward. A green light and a red light at different distances create this like strange projection onto his face. Magical light sources, of course. Emitted from candles.
From where? Oh, okay.
Just off in the distance. You've noticed that they've been out of eyeshot until you've kind of gotten to the bar. You'll notice there are just some magical candles sitting. You've heard about them. They're exported from Candulhurst. Imagine it's tied to the namesake, but your attention's disrupted. The bartender. What'll it be then?
Uh, whatever's cheapest, whatever you got. I'm not
All
exactly
right.
picky.
Yep. Reaches into something, drops with a greasy hand 4 tankards. You're dreading to find out which one is the one he pours from for you, but he fills them all simultaneously nonetheless. Tell me about your crew. Anything strange about them? Who look at Aindina.
You know, strange is such a funny word. I'm not sure yet, to be 100% honest. I know we were traveling for quite a while, but it I don't know. It's about as weird as I was expecting, to say the least. Maybe a little bit more.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. No, I heard a rumor. People from away, they're trying to pull out. Say it's the war, the Blight Shadow. It's not good for business.
I mean, I can't imagine it would be good for business.
We rely on that business, though.
Yeah.
We need what they
No,
send.
I get what you're saying. It's a tricky situation, to say the least.
Who do you work for around here?
And I look to see if Heritage is here.
He is. He's off at a table on his own. He makes
I kind of
deception check.
Wait, he makes eye contact?
Yep.
At that I get immediately like my eyes go wide and I like turn back to the bar like over there. Over there, my boss, but yep.
All right. There. One for him then. It's paid for tonight.
Appreciate it. I'll take that.
Arushi, did you enter the tavern?
Yeah, he would have followed in behind the others. Probably he and Heritage would have had some conversations as he was working with Zach Green. So he'd probably follow along with Heritage. And
Zach Green is there.
As soon as Urushi sees him, he would go to get himself a drink from the bar as well, probably ordering an ale, and then would go over to the table where Zach Green is.
Yeah.
So, those drawings. Yeah, you'll have to tell me more about that. Never had anyone so interested in drawing me before.
Yes, I know I said it would be better to speak now. I still don't know if it's ideal. It's not prepared. They'll look to Heritage to try to chime in, Zachrine isn't an orc. Doesn't know the best way to try to convey this message, but essentially they're trying to stall. They don't feel prepared to release their research.
Yeah. I think Urushi would probably... he's not the most charismatic individual, so he'd probably just sit there and look, waiting, taking a sip out of his beer, and wait. Probably tapping his foot along with the music in the background a little bit. Though before long, I think he would, sensing maybe a feeling of awkwardness from Zach Crean, he'd say, well, perhaps if I'm continuing to help you with whatever you're here for, then you can help me. I'm looking for a woman, I told you before.
Yes.
Perhaps you could help me find
Right.
information about her.
Well, what's her name?
Drella. She's my mother. She left when I was very young, and I don't know her too well, but I know the stories my father told me, and what I heard from the tribe.
Right. Okay, yes. Of course. You can make a perception check
mother.
for me,
Yeah.
both of you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if Raynor's also returning to the table, but Zakreen looks very uncomfortable
Probably would be.
at this.
Mm. Yeah, and then remind me, what would any additional modifiers be for that perception check?
Are you trained in perception?
No.
No. So then it's your plus your dexterity.
Okay. Yeah, so that'll just be a 13.
All right. Okay. 13 doesn't make it, but a 16 will. Zakreen is very uncomfortable at the mention of Arushi's mother.
Heritage narrows his eyes. Your mother. What did your father tell
Yes.
you?
Oh, just that, as I got older, I seemed to take after her more and more. The height, the build. I always seemed to be stronger than most, taller than most in the tribe.
And your father was also an orc?
Yes.
I see. He looks over at Zach Green again. He starts taking notes.
Yeah, and then Urushi would continue probably to regale to Heritage more about his mother and what he had heard from the tribe, that she was always a little bit, she was larger than most, like Urushi is. That she never seemed to quite fit in. She wasn't from the continent. But then, I don't know if they would ask, Heritage would have any specific questions.
I mean, as he learns that, your mother wasn't from the continent, he goes back through some notes that he'd made previously and makes some alterations to them, and he's sort of glaring at Zakreen now. He's clearly not happy at this revelation.
Yeah. Zakreen's just getting more and more uncomfortable. They're bringing in crates. I should help them.
Of course. Well,
if we take
perhaps the
shifts,
next opportunity we
later.
have, I'll buy you a drink.
yes, of course there will be. Thank you. Sorry. They'll get up. Start to load. There's really a rotation just because it's so cold outside. Each of you are going to haul a number of crates in pairs, bring them in. And this time you're also told that you'll be staying upstairs. There's a number of rooms. And then the workings of the expedition will sort of encroach as people are sent in different directions. So we get a little bit more familiarized with Candulhurst. Raynor, Arushi, Heritage, you drink. Is that correct? Are we trying to drink, or are we trying to drink?
Not drink.
Urushi
Drink.
would probably. Oh,
He's got
All right.
too many important things to be forgetting.
Fortitude save. Fortitude save. Fortitude save. Hey, Jenna,
Okay.
are we trying to drink? Are we trying to make a fortitude save?
Nah, he's not the one the type to get wasted, so he'll watch the other three be dumb about this, but he'll stand by.
That is wise.
yeah, that'll be ultimately a 14 for Urushi.
I also
Mine's
got
19
14.
total.
Okay. That's the first round. But then, of course, the night gets a little bit... I mean, it's pretty... You could be called on for another rotation any minute, so you got to get it in when you can, right? Are we going to go for another round?
I think Urushi would go for another round. He would be also looking for opportunities to participate in, arm wrestling, things like that. Maybe betting a little bit of gold.
Mm-hmm.
He's this, almost 7 foot tall orc, so he's not sure who would be interested.
I mean, I'm down
This
to
is
get
where
my
Aim
ass
will
kicked.
take him up.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. Aiden will do some arm wrestling. Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that'll be in athletics or something, or
I believe so.
really?
So that's an @1.
That's an @1.
Athletics.
Yes.
Funny
Even
thing,
with-
Then
like,
that's athletic.
a natural one.
You also okay. So with
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay. All right. Okay. Interesting.
so
I guess
with,
the way this.
Oh,
Yeah,
go
what's
ahead.
your athletic modifier?
6?
Oh, no, yeah, you definitely got it there, because mine is, I believe if I'm doing this right, it's a +4, because if you're trained, you add your level to it, right?
Yep.
Okay, then yes, yeah, that'll be +4, so that's a 5 for me.
All right.
Yeah,
So how does this
just
play
barely.
out, you two? Yeah.
That would have been embarrassing for Urushi.
I'm sure it was still embarrassing, but you won.
Yes. But I think he would look at Anduin with, respect. He would look to him with some respect. I think he'd gone to talking to him a little bit on the ship, and they've had opportunities to do things like that, arm wrestle, maybe train a bit on the deck of the ship. But he would definitely have a strengthened respect for him.
Yeah. All right. Hey, Dina. I'm gonna roll something. What's your armor class?
Oh, My armor class,
Briefly.
I say scared, is 17.
I would be scared too.
All right. As you turn around, celebrating your little victory with your friends, your cohort, some of these soldiers that were watching you, turn around, you see a man, bald, blacksmith's apron. You're really just like still getting a picture of him. Some tattoos on an arm. And you get a good look at it because that arm moves in immediately once you make eye contact. With a full force swing, you're punched flat in the face. He missed a bit, lands the forehead, but you're taking
Ow.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Christ alive, this guy's strong. Okay.
Blown through. Yeah, you see absolute fury on his face. It's you. The crowd just stops, like in shock. You.
And he just sort of shrugs. And what does a blacksmith want with me?
No talking. I've been waiting for this. You hear loud and audible, because now it's fallen silent. The string instruments stopped. You hear a button pop as a weapon is unclasped. It's a blacksmith's hammer attached to a belt. But I want, I guess, everybody to roll initiative here, as this person is, quite unpleased by you. He wasn't in here. You can see by the frost on his shoulders, he kind of just came in. But let's get those initiatives, and we'll put you in the tracker.
Yeah.
Okay, 9 is good. 9 is good.
That's going to be a 13 for me.
That is a 8 for me.
Okay.
And there'll be a total of 11 for me.
All right. Let's get everybody.
I'm having trouble finding my initiative bonus on this character sheet.
It's your perception. It's a perception check, essentially.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's a flat 19.
Well, so it's you're rolling a perception check. Oh yeah, so flatten it. Yep. All right. Okay. Let's do this. 19 for heritage. Ain, what did you say yours was?
Mine. Oh wait. Did you say mine or?
Yeah.
Okay. Mine. 13.
All right, Raynor.
I'm an 8.
All right, and Arushi.
That would be an 11.
Okay. Heritage. You're about 15 feet from where this happened. I want to ask. You're top of initiative. You have a chance to interject. What do you do? I mean, you don't have to do anything. You could just.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm weighing a couple things in my mind here. Yeah. Okay. He is going to take the halberd that has been ever present at his side since you first spotted him, and he is going to take it and swing it down between the two men.
I don't think this is entirely necessary. I don't know what your quarrel is, but I'm sure it can be resolved with words rather than fists.
Make an intimidation check.
Cool. Oof, not good. Not good. It's 9 total.
Yeah, that's a fail.
Yeah, sounds right.
Okay, yeah, so your attempt to coerce did not work, and they like you less, which means you might be mixed up in this equation. So what, yeah, okay. You do technically have, well, you moved over, did that. You have an action left. What do you do?
If he's obviously still aggressive, then I'm going to swing.
He's obviously still going to try to attack your friend.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's obviously still aggressive, so I'm gonna swing. I'm trying to decide specifically. Alright, I'm still new to this everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either casting a spell or a swing with the weapon, right? I don't get to do both. I think.
Oh, for spell strike, I am not sure. I think with your actions you can only swing with one action.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna swing. We'll roll with it. He's got the damn halberd. He knows how to use it.
That's true. True.
So that's a 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
That doth hit.
Good.
It indeed does. Yep.
D10 plus 4. Solid.
Okay. Okay. Excellent. Describe what you do here, because this blacksmith is going to respond in turn.
Yeah. As he realizes that there's no peaceable solution to be had here,
Yep.
his eyes change color. Their glow changes to a fiery red, and he grins. Well, I gave you a chance. And the runes along his horns also light up the same red color, and he swings. And he's not pulling punches.
Okay. It's a mess of blood to start. Smith rises. I guess I'm going through you. What's your AC?
14.
Okay, so that was a that was definitely a hit. He steps away. If you have an attack of opportunity, you may use it because he goes around to get back to Ain and throws the hammer at your face, which nails you. Actually, no. Make your attack of opportunity first.
Yeah.
So you get to you get to make a strike.
I do have one,
one.
or like, is there a specific condition that needs to be met? Sorry,
No,
I
you
don't
do
know
have
how
one.
different
He's
this
stepping
is.
away.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
then I'm gonna
he's
take
stepping away and he's leaving. Yep.
Actually, I'm not. I'm not gonna use that because I believe shield as a spell is a reaction.
Yes.
Okay.
That is.
So when he goes to make the second strike, I'm going to cast shield.
Okay. All right. Well, that shield absorbs a hammer thrown directly at your face. But he pulls another one. Attack move out, goes to Ain, and will perform a grapple, which is an athletics check. What is your fortitude bonus,
My
Ain?
fortitude bonus. I believe I'm an expert in fortitude. So what does that do if I'm an expert? I can't remember at the moment.
He doesn't succeed his grapple check.
Oh, okay.
12 is what he got. Yeah. Nope, you beat that. He's moving to try to grab you, though. Try to choke you out. That's his turn. It's your turn, Ain. What do you do?
Just looking him over, how much did that halberd strike do to him? Like, does he already look pretty rough?
It cut him down, but you can tell he's a fighter. You can tell he's good at what he does. You can make a society check if you're trying to learn anything about them, like glean stat information.
I guess he'll more just ask him a question of, why are you after me?
You know what you did. I've been waiting years for this.
Since you won't actually answer my question, I'll just make this quick. And he'll just pull the quarterstaff from his back and just go for a swing at him.
Okay.
Let's see. So first strike. That is cocked. That is going to be a 12. It's not super high.
To hit?
Yes, a 12 to hit. Cool.
That's not gonna do it.
Okay, so as he misses, you see that he sort of manages to switch his grip up quickly. And I'm going to use my one fighter feat, which is exacting strike. So basically I get to make another strike, and this doesn't incur the attack penalty that I would normally get.
Okay.
Oh, that's not the right die.
Yeah, no unlucky dice for this
God.
one. Or it's gonna
God
hurt.
damn. No, that's another miss. That's the same number. That's a 12.
You have an action left if you want to. So attacking would really hurt you because you're either gonna have a -5 or a -10 penalty.
Yeah.
If you want to recall knowledge, you would make a society check to try to figure out anything about.
I might as well at this point. We'll see.
But this person seems
And I believe
familiar to you.
Because society is intelligence based, right?
Yes.
I think.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Jesus, I'm rolling terrible. That's a natural 1, so that's gonna be a 2.
Ooh.
I don't know who this guy is.
Oh no.
Okay. Okay.
It's fine.
All right,
It's
Arushi.
fine.
Arushi, you're up.
Yeah.
Chance.
So seeing
This
all
person.
this
So
going
you just
on-
finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just finished the arm wrestling, and this guy absolutely knocked Ain down.
Yeah, seeing this, Urushi's going to jump up out of his seat, slamming his fists into the table in front of this guy. Back down! And he'll attempt an intimidation check to start off.
Ooh.
So,
Is this to demoralize or coerce? So coerce is like, let me tell you what to do, and demoralize is like, be scared of me, essentially.
Demoralize.
Okay.
Oh.
Or
Woof.
oh.
Yeah, and
Woof.
just an addition. That's going to be 5.
For jumping in immediately to help your friend, I'm going to say you do earn a hero point. You don't have to spend it right now. You could spend it on a reroll if you would like, or you can wait to re-roll it. You can save your hero point for later.
Yeah, I'll hold
To
on to
sweeten the
that
pot
hero
here.
point.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll.
Yep, and you have
Let's see.
2 actions left.
So I'm guessing I see that the guy doesn't back down. So he's going to, Urushi will run around the table and try to grapple this guy himself.
Oh, okay. All right. So athletics check.
Oh my, 8. That'd be an 8.
Oh no.
Can I burn that hero point now to try and grapple it, to re-roll that?
Yeah.
I'll give it one more shot. It's a 12. Man.
12. You do. I mean, moving into a flank. It's a 13, a 14. No, it won't make it. It won't make it.
Hey Ian, this will be kind of retroactive, but I realized I can't read super good, apparently, according to the Pathfinder core rule.
While we wait.
Oh,
goblins.
so expert, it says I use my level +4 for proficiency.
Yep.
So those hits last turn would have actually been, do I add my strength to the weapon rolls
Oh yeah.
or is it just the proficiency? Okay, so those would have actually been 2 16s. If that's the case.
I regret to inform you, it still would not have landed.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
Just to. Yep. Also, I pinged you on Discord.
Got it. Cool.
Urushi, I don't think you have any actions left. You've managed to come into a flank here. Raynor, it's getting a little bit crazy in here. Could get the guards. Could get involved. Could try to knock this guy. What are you gonna do?
Well, to be totally honest, initially he was thinking, like, should I step in here? But to be honest, like, this doesn't look like an even fight right now. It looks like a 3v1, and I feel like I'm about to... He's not going to step in here because it feels like an unfair fight, and it doesn't make sense for him to get involved. He'll be at the ready with, heal if it looks like anybody's really gonna need it. But for right now, he is just gonna step back and observe and see what's going on. But yeah.
Okay. If you would like, you can make a society check. I don't think you're proficient on society, but D20 plus your int modifier.
That is going to be a 16.
16? Yeah, I mean, you don't get much more other than, like, standard human. He's got equipment. He's got another weapon. Super hard to fight. Just a massive, burly Nyespear man in Candulhurst. They're hardy.
Okay.
I think you have 2 other actions.
I mean, to be honest, there's nothing really that I would be doing other than just keeping an eye out. Like, I'll have heal, like, ready, but I'm not going to step in.
Okay. we watch this. I think it takes it back to the top of initiative. Heritage.
Sorry, just as a quick
That
point of
punch, by the
clarification,
way-
how much damage did I take before?
Did you take? You
Yeah,
took
I
nothing
took
with the
damage.
shield. It raised your AC.
Oh,
Yeah, I believe. Unless, it's the shield spell and not raise a shield.
yeah, the shield spell is what I did, but the first strike landed
right,
before
right.
I cast shield.
Right. Shield block. Yeah, I think the hardness is initially 5. Yeah, hardness 5. So you it was a lot of damage. Let's see. Touch roll. Right, plus. It's this minus 5. You took 12 points of damage from the
Okay.
hammer. You just absolutely going in for the kill. But you notice that one punch that the smith landed absolutely rocked your friend. Like, he hasn't even really been able to get up since then. Like, kind of scrambling. And you'll notice there's some blood coming out, like, of his eye, and his nose appears to be broken.
Yeah.
Again, got 3 actions. What would you like to do?
So, looking at how this works. So he reaches out with a hand, and the hand, suddenly it looks like it doesn't have any flesh on it, and it's just bone. And he grabs the guy by the throat, and I cast Chill Touch. So 1d4 plus my spellcasting modifier. He makes a fortitude save, I think.
All right.
I don't know what my
Got
save
19.
DC is. It's probably less than 19, I would think.
Yeah.
So I guess on a save, does that do nothing, or?
Chill. Does it say is it a basic save? A basic fortitude save?
It just says fortitude. I don't.
Chill touch?
Sorry. New to this system.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, chill touch.
Yeah, no, you're good. Chill touch is a.
Yeah, basic fortitude save, but is also enfeeble for 1 round, but it's not a critical failure.
Yeah, so with a basic save, if you succeed, you take half.
Okay.
Yep.
So
you roll
that's
damage,
still a
take half of it.
d4 plus. What's my spellcasting modifier? I don't. I'm bad at this.
Probably intelligence, whatever you use as a caster.
Okay.
Magus, it's probably int.
Probably in. Okay. So d4
Probably
plus 2. Five halved.
All right. Look at that. MVP damage dealer.
So I do.
And it works.
I do that, and then. Now you're just saying that I have 3 actions. You're not saying like standard action or basic action or anything like that.
Yeah, so if you're new to the Pathfinder 2nd edition system, it's just actions. No this action, no
Cool.
that action. You get a reaction, you get free action, but you get 3 actions.
Okay. So I have this arcane cascade thing. Or a spell strike? I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure this out.
No, you're fine.
So I cast a spell.
Yes. So what you're going to do is
Takes
you're
one or
going
two
to move
actions.
into the Arcane Cascade stance, which takes an action,
Okay.
and then when you attack,
Okay.
they deal more damage.
Okay.
Yep.
So I was supposed to do that first. Whoops.
It's for melee strikes anyway, so.
Okay. And then I also strike him, and it changes my damage type, or does it do bonus damage? I think it does bonus
It's gonna,
damage.
yeah, it's gonna give you bonus damage, and it's gonna make it a magical attack.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm also going
Yep.
to attack.
All right. Okay. So this strike, because you use Chill Touch, you are infused with the magic of the Chill Touch, and that Chill Touch magic, is the type of damage dealt by the weapon as you swing it, because it's infused with your most recent energy, making it a magical attack, giving you some bonus damage. That does hit, so you can roll damage.
Cool. Cool. D10 plus 4.
All right. Yeah, he's bad off. At this point, just those are your actions. It's not you. You see the hammer just kind of raises up. It's him. He's gonna move to Ain. Fully aware of the risks of what's going on, because the people are starting to actually move in to try to break up this fight. They realize how dangerous it is.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit. It's
a critical hit.
Oh, good.
In fact, yep, with the bonus of +10.
Good. Love that.
How much health do you have? Now that I'm yeah, I have to say.
Currently 17.
Okay.
Ian, I'm scared.
So you'll notice a few things. Actually, let me roll this first.
Oh boy.
So you'll notice a few things.
Yeah.
You
So I'm
would have
unconscious.
made it.
Yeah.
You would have made it if not for the custom grip handle on this blacksmith's hand. He has Smith's Fury, which means he deals an extra d6 when he hits with a weapon that he's created. And it was his make.
Ow.
See that little insignia? You're sitting there weak, the floor of the bar, and as that hammer comes up, you see a figure in the doorway. Busting open the door. You haven't even felt the cold of the air rushing in yet, because you hadn't had that much time. This figure looks at you. Someone you've been looking for, but it's a bit too late because, yes, you are unconscious and dying 1 as that blow, whack, smacks. I mean, you hear a crack of wood and of bone. Just, yeah. Die. All right, so we're gonna make another attack at a -5 penalty. Is nat 4? What's your AC? Does 14 hit?
17. No.
14 doesn't hit. Okay. He wants nothing else but to end you.
Oh. Aha.
Last one's a -1. He hits so hard, but you roll over. It smashes into the wood, and he shatters his own hand. He lets out a scream and just falls to an elbow. So 3 points of contact, knee, elbow. He's on the floor. All he wants to do is kill you. But it's not his turn anymore. And it's not... So it's your turn. You're unconscious. I need you to make a fortitude save.
Yeah. Thankfully, I'm an expert in that, so... Oh, yeah, that's a good number. It's That's a good number. So level +4, and then plus my con, 24.
Okay.
Cool. What does that mean? Because I don't know the dying rules in Pathfinder.
So
Because I didn't
so
think this would happen.
bleeding out. You're unconscious. Okay. So, you go from dying 2 to dying 1 because it was a critical strike that put you under.
Good.
If
Okay,
you recover
cool.
again, you wake up.
Cool. Neat.
Okay. So let's see how your friends do. Harushi,
Yeah.
this guy might die in front of you.
Urushi, seeing his newfound, colleague and friend, take such a savage hit, he's gonna rage. He is just enraged by this.
Okay.
He was trying to grapple this guy and to hold him down and basically try and break up the fight as well. But no, he's gonna go into a rage and will draw his battle axe from his back and take a swing at this guy who's laying there in front of him.
Okay. What you get?
Well, so that is going
roll.
to be, should be an 18.
18, 19, 20 because you're flanking. It will hit. You can roll your damage.
Okay. So that should be a D12 plus 4. $14.
14 points of damage. Well done. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And actually, just out of curiosity, gains a +4 morale bonus to strength and con. So would I add an additional 4 to the damage since he's raging? Or would that just have been maybe additional for the attack?
It should say, does it say attack and damage?
It just says +4 morale bonus to your strength and con, as well as +2.
Oh, it's
on will.
+4 bonus. Sorry, to your strength will add damage. Yep.
Okay, yeah. So that's going to be an additional for 18 points of damage.
See? This is why that class is valid. All right. So, what other actions do you have? Did you move this turn?
No, I think he just went into a rage, which, if I remember correctly, that's a free action for him. I'm just double checking that.
Yep. I believe you're right.
Yeah, number of rounds comes modified. Yeah. So, and he just attacked. So,
yep.
Do
so
I could, yeah. How does this guy look now to him?
Rough.
Okay, he is going to attempt another attack.
All right. So there's a -5 penalty here from the multi-attack.
Okay. But he's going to attempt to, well, let's see if it hits. 17 minus 17. That's a +6. So 23 minus 5, 19. And then do I still get the flanking bonus?
Yes, you do. Yeah, so that does hit.
Okay. So that's going to be another D12. 4 plus 8, 12. An additional 12 damage. But I'd like to say he's going for trying to just incapacitate and not take the guy's head off.
Yep.
So almost
Yeah.
like he's going at
yeah, and it's gonna work. It's gonna bring him so close, but it's not gonna knock him out. Describe what you do.
So as he came down on the guy with the axe the first time, he's going to bring it back and smash the guy in the back of the head with the haft of his axe.
Right.
Attempting to incapacitate, but not kill. And then I think I should still have one more action, correct?
Yes. Yep, you do.
I would like to attempt another intimidation, telling him,
Ooh.
stand down.
All right.
And
roll it.
I've been rolling well now, so maybe... Oh, almost the 20.
Yeah.
That is going to be just
do you
a
do?
9.
Okay. So. Doesn't work. Rainer.
Well, Rainer realizes that he has kind of misjudged the situation quite a bit. Initially he did not step in because he was like, oh, this looks like a very unfair 3v1 fight, and then proceeded to watch someone absolutely get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is someone in the
Not a
doorway,
good
by the way.
look. There is. Could I use like my first action to kind of I guess not address the figure, but kind of figure out what their vibe is?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to make a society check.
Okay. That's gonna be an 18.
Okay. Yeah, just a human watching, staring, and inching closer to this fight. Like he's about to watch someone die right before his eyes for the first time.
Okay. So not in like a threatening, reaching for a weapon, trying to join the fight sort of way.
Nah, you can make a perception check for me.
Okay.
Now that you put it that way.
That is going to be a, let's see, 9 plus, I believe my perception is +4. Yep, that's going to be a 13.
You don't think so.
Okay.
Did you see a blacksmith's apron, though?
Oh. Okay. Cool. I would like to. I have one more action, right? I used 2 for those rolls. Okay. Would I be able to would I be able to cast heal on my unconscious party member?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
cool.
actually.
Perfect. I would like to do that then. And I believe. Okay. Do I need to like make a spell casting roll on that, or do I just roll for whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. That is
pull
going
them
to
out.
be. Perfect. just wanted to make sure. That is gonna be 5. Yep, that's gonna be. You're gonna get back 5 hit points.
Okay.
Golly gee. I'm at 5 hit points.
I mean, better than.
It's better than nothing.
Dying
Better than
too.
nothing. Better than dying. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Heritage.
Just don't get smacked again.
Well-
Heritage is enjoying this a little bit too much, you feel like? Like, the red eyes of his are just wildly large, and he is grinning from ear to ear. And he casts another chill touch at the guy.
Okay. All right. So that's a save. He saved very badly. And for that, this damage, which is not non-lethal damage, we'll put him unconscious. Falls to the ground. Describe what you do here with this spell.
When he does the chill touch, his hand does that thing again where like the flesh of him sort of like goes translucent, and you can see the bones underneath, and he grabs onto his back, like at the nape of his neck, and you see him pull that life force. And he's staring down at him, grinning, and for a moment he goes to leverage the halberd, and you think he's just gonna like coup de grace this guy, and he stops. And he looks at the other figure that's approaching. He's still grinning. You want to turn too?
Spencer, you could describe what Elliot looks like here.
Yeah. Probably a younger human. Literally cannot be more than 16 years old. Very limber looking. You can tell he probably spends more time in bookish studies rather than the occupation that he superficially looks like he would be in. Sort of this mess of brown hair that is very, very unkempt. And the teenager equivalent of, like, you know, basically very scraggly, not good facial hair. And he just replies with, "I'm only here for him." And looks down at the currently prone Aindana.
The smith, beside Ain, produces a piece of paper. I'm covered in blood, by the way. This person is on death's door, barely rising, and like just drops a weird sketch of Ain's face. Looks like it was written by a child, scrawled, but then he collapses to the ground, dying. You know, just in case that matters to anybody. The tavern is still silent.
You don't look like you'd be much sport. You might want to pick him up and fix him. Or maybe that one can. He looks over at Raynor.
Yeah, I'm going to do that unless anybody objects. Nope. Okay, cool. I will cast heal then. Where's my D8?
We healing the Smith or are we healing Ain?
I would like to heal the Smith, but
That's kind of
cool.
you.
That's gonna be 6 hit points back.
It's enough to get him up again. Spitting out
But not enough
globs of
to
viscous
fight.
blood. Yeah. Surely he would just kill Ain. And then everyone's just awkwardly trying to pretend that this didn't happen, that someone didn't just almost die. 2 people didn't just almost die in this tavern. Bartender moves over. He's seen this 100 times before. Just drops a rag for someone else to clean up the mess. All right. Well, who did it?
Guessing probably Urushi would chime in, coming out of his rage, chest heaving, with his axe kind of propping himself up. That one, the Smith, threw the first punch.
He's a good man.
Everyone here tried to tell him to back down.
He wouldn't have done this unprovoked. Elliot. Dorks. Why are you here? Is this what happened? And you'll notice the bartender will kind of move in to comfort Elliot a bit. Kind of terrified that Elliot almost saw this happen, actually. You okay?
I'll admit I'm a little bit unsatisfied.
No. All right. Who is this?
God, this is weird playing 2 characters at once, but he'll look over towards Aindana. It's the man who killed my father.
No.
Remembered that face for 10 long years.
All right. Get the captain. This can't happen here.
Yeah. I guess Elliot will just turn and walk out of the bar.
Yeah. Your friend here can't really look you in the eye. It's so much to process. He kind of ignores the situation. He's also visibly terrified of what this means for the rest of you, the crew that's come aboard. Does anybody have anything that they need to do in the tavern? Okay. So Sebta, the orc woman, the Blind Strike Orc, has arrived. You learn she's captain the guard here in Candulhurst lately. She's here to clean up the mess. You learn very quickly that if the evidence is true, and certainly this child's drawing of a man's face perfectly matches Aim's, it means he's to be hanged. Some sort of swift justice is to be met. You can't feed prisoners, right? That or he's going to be sent out to the wilderness. Hain's not really in a position to speak much because he's got his whole world rocked. But if anybody has anything that they would like to do to object, you may do it now. Otherwise, he's getting hauled off to some cell.
Oh, God. That's not really a good
Sounds
look
like
for
not.
us either, now is it?
Yeah. All right. Well, rot, Ain. Rot.
This is all according to plan. It's fine.
Yeah.
See, if he'd have just told me what he did to begin with, I would have just let him kill him.
What is happening right now?
That's not his MO. Except the guard that ushered you all in. See, you understand now why I ask people why they're here, right?
But why
You don't
wasn't he
come
just
to this island? It's bad people. Or greedy people, or stupid people. Wise ones don't come here. Orc woman does look at the other orcs here. Not Blind Strike Orcs, but she really stops to scan Arushi. Curious. Eyeing him.
They say I
Are
take
you
after
sure you're
my
not
mother.
from here? No. Well. We'll clean this shit up. Hang him at dawn. And we'll all be on our merry way, right? No more news from any of you, right? This has been a long day, and if it's only one day, I don't know if we can survive the whole winter, so... Best behavior. Right. She'll leave.
I guess as Septa leaves, I guess this will be somewhere in town. Elliot will stop her at some point. Not sure how much my input matters here, but I like the imagery of him being torn to shreds in that wilderness rather than seeing him swing.
Celeste, you're muted, but
No,
it's in the doorway.
I'm just talking to myself.
Okay, all right. The door just kind of rattles, and it startles you for a second because of everything you've been through. You only realize it's the wind howling. People continue to drink. That old man returns from his soup. Strides over. Ugh! Well, thank God. You see, I knew he did it. Knew it from the day. Rest in piss. Well, I suggest you don't take him to the wilderness. You familiar with Dark Spire?
I may have heard something about it before coming here.
They're the one true god of the island. That's what they say. They'll comfort you if they like you. This land is inhospitable. Do you think my kind could survive here? He'll just sort of like point to his arm. Humans are very fragile. The bitter cold, you know that you couldn't naturally live in a place like this. It's an anomaly that it even exists. And it explains why they haven't really settled it very well, even over generations. Yeah. It is said that Dark Spire took care of the Nyespear. through that comfort, we survived here. And, well, if Dark Spire likes you, you've earned favor of the god of survival, well, you'll be protected. Nurtured. He deserves more than that. He deserves a true death. Here in town.
You're speaking as though sending him to the wilderness isn't sending him to a death at all.
No, no. But what is out there might protect him. If you're to believe the stories, Dark Spire, well, they're fickle. They'll sustain. Bring you warmth from beneath your feet. You'll feel nourished. Days on end. Dark Spire protects. But Dark Spire does not care about right and wrong. They protect criminals, cannibals, worse. That, or we could feed him to the Trelgwins.
Why not hang him and then feed him?
Mm,
That's how we do it back home.
yes. I like you. Do keep in touch.
I'll do my best.
He'll move away. Step out, just into the streets of Candulhurst. Strangely, just like out. There's no coat, it's just that robe, that cable knit, tough gray robe, matted, just out. You have to assume he's within a block away from here. But as we fade into maybe some more downtime, what do we learn about Elliot?
Good. Well, in terms of class, he is an investigator.
Yeah. Yep.
During some of the downtime we've had, he's probably gotten to a proper change of clothes and has actually made himself look presentable.
Yeah.
He has changed into sort of this long, sort of like almost burgundy-colored leather duster jacket with a sort of padded armor that he wears to keep him warm here. And in terms of any headwear, he has sort of this it looks almost a little small, but he still wears it anyway, this sort of like leather tricorned hat that he sort of wears at a bit of an angle. And I'm not sure if there's a legal drinking age here in Candulhurst, but he'll do
good
it.
luck finding a drink that isn't alcoholic. Ale keeps well, so
he'll probably grab. I mean, it's probably mostly ale here. Yeah, I mean, or just like a cheap equivalent of like something like sake here in Candulhurst, and is sort of just sipping at a smaller cup of it, and has sort of not really made conversation with the other people, meaning the other PCs, but has just sort of been watching them in the slippery chair over the past few days.
Yeah. You'll hear Smith's recovered. Justice has been enacted. Ain killed a prominent politician. You'll find when he said he was looking for somebody, this was absolutely the person. You don't know if he was considering a loose end or if he was trying to gain forgiveness, closure, redemption, but it doesn't matter because indeed, per Urushi's instruction, Senta took care of the culprit and made sure there was no waste. Days do pass; they blend into weeks. Raynor, I think you have a job to touch on. There's a bit of a lull. Zacharine doesn't have a lot to go off of here. In terms of the research, it's been a lot of fetching. Old library archives, a lot of waterlogged books from a sunken ship. Basically, you've been sorting through information, which is really most of this expedition. But Raynor, you have a sensitive job because you can't be found out. I want you to make a deception check.
Okay.
Or a diplomacy check to gather information. Because you don't want people in town to know. Yeah, if people in town think you make the decision about whether or not to pull out, or to increase tariffs, you might go missing like a cartographer, you know?
Yeah, I don't really want to do that. So that's gonna be a, that is a, what is my diplomacy? +4. That's gonna be an 18.
Okay, well, you do well. What are you searching for? You want information.
So I guess for my job specifically, what like word for word did they tell me that I need to like figure out?
So the cartographer went missing, and we don't know why.
Yep.
That's the first one. The second one is, do you feel that the threat of the Blight Shadow is such that the business in the homeland is at risk? Is it worth, should you pull out of Naltulth as a business? And then where did this cartographer go? Can you get the maps? Those were the two that you are aware of in terms of the jobs.
Okay. The thing is that the cartographer job was not initially my job. I just agreed to help out with that one. So, I guess...
Yeah, well, take it up with your boss.
Yeah, he's not even sure where to really start with that, is the thing.
Because your boss is dead.
Yep, so that's a little awkward.
But it's interesting. It's, yeah, if only you had someone who was good at this kind of thing.
It's almost like an investigator or something.
Yeah. Sitting at the bar 2 weeks later, the case of, case of the missing red cask whiskey comes to a resolution. Turns out Elliot was able to trace it back. Somebody sold it off last minute to an outgoing ship, pocketed the coin, and buried it. He thought he'd get away with it. Elliot's smarter than that. You see, he had to grow up at a very young age. He worked a forge when needed. It allowed this person who took him in to get to, go off and do things like try to enact revenge in the middle of a bar. But you come to realize maybe in the middle of your stump that Elliot might be able to help you here.
Perfect. Okay, I also feel like probably, I guess, that night that everything went down, I don't know if you were quick to leave Elliot, but Raynor would have liked to apologize to you for kind of the chaos and everything of what happened, plus our party kind of stepping in and not really knowing what was happening and trying to, I guess, I don't know, I feel like we made that fight a bad situation, and Raynor would have liked to apologize to you at some point for that as well. but yeah.
Yeah. I don't. He doesn't not accept it, but he also like doesn't actually accept it. He kind of just acknowledges. And
yeah. Okay, that's about what he yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about what he had expected. It was just kind of like I feel like maybe we should just kind of apologize for maybe making that situation a little bit worse. But with that being said, I would like to request your help with a job. Trying to find a let's see. Sorry, I'm just trying to we're trying to find a missing cartographer, and I just personally have no idea where to start on this. Yeah.
Alright. I guess I can at least try and see what I can do.
Perfect. That would be much appreciated, because to be totally honest, I'm completely stumped on this one.
Alright. Let me start asking around.
Would we have, I guess, were we I guess with the job description told anything about the person that we're like, what would we already know going into this about them?
The cartographer?
Yeah.
Cartographer is a kobold, a Grave Hand Kobold, that claimed to know everything there was to know about the island. Produced really good draft maps that were promising. And then when it came time to draft up the final details, and send out the map that would have been worth a fortune, he vanished.
Okay.
Gone. They searched his house, but they couldn't find any evidence of a murder. It would almost seem as if vanished without a trace. Sebta, though, points you to another guard who will provide you with a key you can use to investigate the house if you would like, seeing as that's the only lead.
Okay, perfect. We will take that then. But I would like to invite Urushi and Heritage if they would like to join us on this as well, but if not, that is perfectly understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Heritage has been looking for any excuse that he can find to spend time with you, Raynor.
Oh, okay, cool. Great. Good to know. Rishi, are you interested in joining us on this?
Oh yeah. Urushi would have been probably kept busy, running errands, being a gopher, essentially. And yeah, so the opportunity to do something else interesting, but also to apologize to Elliot. I think once he had heard what had happened, with Aim and Elliot's father, he would have wanted to apologize as well, and would have done so, and saying something to the effect of, "It's brutal justice. If I'd known that he hadn't been forthcoming with us about his business here, I wouldn't have gotten in the way."
Similar response. Just silently acknowledges and moves on.
Urushi would just nod, understanding that it's probably not something he's necessarily comfortable with talking about. You just kind of nod. Well, where to then? That's maybe I could use some other work, something other than the busy work that Zachary's been having me do.
Well, we have the key to check out the cartographer's home. So I believe that is our first step, or our first stop. And then I'll look to Elliot just to confirm, because I'm gonna let you kind of take the lead on this as the investigator here.
Mm.
And he'll just sort of. I mean, yeah, it's a good place to start at least. Signs of a struggle can, if there are any. I'm not sure what anybody in this town would have wanted to do with the cartographer, but he had enemies and didn't leave of his own accord. He might need to do a little bit more digging.
Yeah, I'm sure a map like that is probably worth a lot, but I don't know why go missing before it's complete.
I mean, if he had the map with him, whoever took him, if it was by force, probably just wanted that map for themselves.
Yeah. Well, I guess we will head over there then, unless anybody would like to do anything before that.
No, I think we're good. And as you make your way down the city streets, look, they said it and they meant it. Every week has been substantially colder than the last, and it is just bone chilling. You've learned here in Candulhurst and in Naltulth, in general, if you survive, it's because you survive using dark magic, and the dark magic is credited entirely to Dark Spire, who is venerated in the region. Such comforts keep you alive and keep you somewhat happy. And it really leaves an iconic sort of aesthetic about the town. Black lights of sorts emanating from magical candles. One such alley features, this great vibrant purple light that would mark the cartographer's home. But as you approach, a little girl points just straight towards the door. It's haunted in there.
It's haunted?
Don't go in. She'll just walk away. She seems frightened by the place, so she leaves it alone. You have a key to it, though. What do you do?
Well, can I just say, this is not a promising start.
It's a great start.
You scared, boy?
I wouldn't say scared. Just being overly cautious. That being said, I don't know why someone would refer to this place as haunted, but let's just be on our guard, I guess. Well,
yeah. All right. You said you had the key, right?
Yep. So I will go unlock the door and open it.
What? I guess as we open the door, what's the state of the room?
Dusty. The cartographer's been missing for quite some time, but you hear like a like a rustling, a howling, a chilling sound, like this place is like a cave. But it's not. It's a home. It's a cold home. It hasn't been heated, but a home nonetheless. You are an investigator. I don't know if you've played an investigator, but you may investigate if you would like, because this place is
I mean,
strange.
yeah. I guess from the perspective of, are there ghosts here? Can I make an occultism check to see if I can sense that?
Detect magic would be good. Occult would be good. Yep.
Oh,
Let's make an
okay.
occultism check.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'm good at that. Or maybe not. Maybe just okay. That's a 13.
13.
Yep.
It's like so it is kind of eerie, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Haunted is very specific. This place is just very spooky. Things rattling, shuffling. You can hear creaks, footsteps upstairs, or maybe not. It's sort of an apartment. It's wedged. It's very thin, but there are stairs leading up. But then you do get a whisper. Leave. Leave.
Is there a way to tell? I'm not going to say, is this caused by magic? But, like, is there a way to tell? Can I distinguish the difference between, okay, is this a magical effect? Is this or is this not magic? I'm not sure.
For that.
I don't have that.
Allow
so,
me.
I'm an investigator.
I
don't got magic. Yeah.
Which is a cantrip in Pathfinder. What you know about that?
It sure is. And every time you use it, the longer you use it, the more you get from it. Takes you a while to figure it out, but look, you know an enchantment aura when you sense one, and that's what this is. Enchantment, all that is fool's magic. Illusion. Deception of sorts. What do you do, Heritage?
I'll ask this question first, super quick. Does Heritage relay this to the group that it's magic?
Hold on. I have to check in with him. No, he doesn't.
Oh my god.
Love it. Elliot will just sort of lean out the front door. Is that little girl still there?
She's okay. So if you're looking outside to see if the little girl is still there,
Yeah.
Little girl's gone. Sebka's back. The Blind Strike Orc. Those glowing red eyes. By coincidence, she's really just looking for you. She's actually moving over to knock on the door.
Slowly close the door. Turn around. Hey, so Captain of the Guards here, don't know why. Think you can distract her for a bit while I take a look around upstairs?
I
will take that
That's not
silence
it.
as a yes, and he walks upstairs.
Why?
Yeah, Urushi would probably go, You got fine? Okay. He'd walk out. Urushi would be willing to walk out and talk to the captain.
All right.
Oh, Captain!
Heritage, you're not coming out with Urushi, are you? Okay. Arushi, I've not been honest with you. I spoke with Zakreen. I had to confirm.
What
You've been
haven't you
misguided
honest
somewhere.
with me?
Well, that I'm not quite sure. Your bloodline. Look, for all intents and purposes, you're from here. I don't know what that means. You have a gift. You've been sheltered
I'm good with an
from the
axe.
teachings of Dark Spire. No. She'll get really close, but won't reveal what's underneath the binding. You just see those glowing eyes leaking through the red cloth that binds her. You know by now that Blind Strike Orcs are not blind. Not truly. Because she can see you. You know she can see you. Yet those covers never come off. At least not as far as you've seen. You're one of us. These gifts, Arushi, they're incredible. I want to show you something.
Anything that can help me figure out more about who I am? Where
Everything.
I'm from?
Everything about that.
Heritage is paying a little more attention now. He's been kind of listening at the door.
Well, you hear your own name. She says, is Heritage here?
Yeah, Heritage is here. Elliot, Raynor, we're following up on some work for Raynor.
He should join.
Well, and he would turn. Up to this point, he's probably been standing right in front of the door, kind of blocking her way a bit. But with this revelation about himself, and knowing that Heritage has shown some interest in Arushi, with that time spent on the ship, he would step slightly to the side and open the door.
Heritage
Possibly
turns.
right into Heritage.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like right on the other side. Zakreen is only a few blocks from here. We jumped the gun, but it's sudden, but the ritual is ready. I'll explain on the way.
All right.
Ritual? This involves what you want to take me to.
It does.
Oh.
Come along.
Whatever it takes. We may best let Raynor know before we go that if we're to go somewhere, that we're at least heading out.
Okay, Raynor, Elliot, you're informed that the investigation is back to you two.
Okay. Sounds good.
With that, Zebta, Heritage, Arushi, you're heading up the street somewhere. Walking along Candulhurst. You've kind of memorized this place by now. There are a lot of slippery turns that if you one bad move, you'd plummet to your death. This place, quite literally, is embedded into bedrock. There is no more complex engineering than the supports that were built into this place. It would take divine intervention to build something like this again. And rumor has it, it took divine intervention to build it in the first place. But you head up. You're told you're meeting Zakreen soon. Elliot and Raynor. Lucky for you, Elliot. Heritage was here long enough for you to realize that this was just a bunch of illusions. Parlor tricks. I imagine you're maybe headed up the stairs now?
Yup.
Yeah. I will follow after, just because it's just the two of us now, and I don't really want to be alone. So.
Yeah, there's a window on the stairs going up. It rattles and shakes, and you get it again. Leave now.
Oh, I hate this.
Leave
Elliot?
now.
So let me ask this: is Reiner like visibly uncomfortable at like noises and stuff?
Yeah, because he doesn't realize that it is, because he did not detect he did not cast detect magic as well. So he's just kind of like he visibly does not like what's happening here because he doesn't know what's going on, but he's not trying to actively show it.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Elliot at this point has probably just tuned it out. And
So, okay.
sort of just is looking around each room one by one. Basically, taking his time, but not like forever, if that makes any amount of sense. We'll probably spend whatever's on the second floor about maybe 10 to 15 minutes in each room, pouring over everything he can.
Yep. In one room, you open, it's an office. You see a pair of purple horns and a little nose sticking out, peering from a desk. Just spying, just watching, slightly, subtly. Looking at you. As soon as it's scanning, as soon as it sees you, just gone, disappears.
Oh.
Pops.
Like,
and then
in
you hear
a puff of smoke pops? Oh.
No, just falls back from behind the desk,
Oh,
out of line of sight. You hear some skittering, and then it stops, and then you hear a magic like a whoosh 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 whoosh, and then it starts again. Like you hear a leave now as the haunting starts to resume. Go.
Oh. Do I recognize this creature?
That's a kobold. You know kobold when you see one. There are plenty of kobolds, just like him, here on this God's Forsaken Island.
Hey. Just so you know, you're not scaring me. And 2, this your place, or did you just, you squatting here, or what are you doing?
Do you move into the room?
Yes. He replies,
You come
scared.
in. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Can you help me? You hear the voice calling out from behind the desk.
Are
you stuck behind it?
No. This is not.
You can say yes. There's no shame in that.
There's plenty of shame. I can't even begin. But yeah. Just help me out here. I've folded.
Oh boy.
Is this kobold wearing like?
You laughing at me, boy?
Any...
Yes. Let this be your victory.
Is this kobold wearing like clothing of any kind?
Yeah. You notice as you come around the desk, there's a hole near the desk that leads to another room that he tried to get out of. Got to the gut, and suddenly, it was a miscalculation.
Oh, 100% we'll do this in the most humiliating. We'll do the most humiliating thing possible. Just grabs them, like by like the back of the clothing, and just yanks and holds them up.
Oh my god.
So,
Perfect.
you haven't answered my question, by the way.
How can I help you?
You, again, you live here? You just squatting here?
No, this is my place.
Oh, so you're the cartographer everyone thinks is missing.
You mean Map Dragon?
No, cartographer. It's a decent profession, so. You know, let me save you a bit of the
what do I owe you?
embarrassment, and we'll slowly set them on the ground.
All right, you win. I faked my death. I'm a genius. It took them years to find out. How can I help you?
They must not be so bright if it took them years and we found out in a matter of minutes.
They don't like haunted houses.
Yeah. Haunted houses don't scare me, but it does scare some.
Well,
Wouldn't know anything about that though.
I hear you caught him. Congratulations.
Yeah.
I'll cut to the chase. I need to stay dead. I decided I wouldn't give you your maps. Because I don't think you'd like what you found.
I mean, you probably would still like to know what you found, but listen, you know, what's so dangerous? I mean, the wilderness has got some dangerous shit. I mean,
What's worth faking your death over?
I get paid for my maps either way. So I retired. I was comfortable, but you don't want to see what I found on this island, you greedy Nyespear.
I mean, I think I do. So here's the thing. Because, I mean, I assume I'm getting some of the money from all this. Looks over at Raynor.
Yep.
You hear more of that haunting sound. The creaking, the rattling, the aching. But you notice the look of confusion on his face.
Oh. Can I make... I believe this would be... What? Would this be like sense motive or perception to see if, you know, this is him putting on an act, or is he actually, like, scared?
Confused.
Make a... Yes, it's a perception check to sense motive.
Okay.
It's the DC.
Expert
Raynor, you
in
can do
that.
the same. I'm gonna take it over while you make that check, though. Harushi and Heritage.
Wow. I'll just say real quick, that's a natural 20 plus 7, so 27% sense motive.
Okay.
And I rolled a dirty 20.
Wow. Wow, okay. All right. Yeah, look, we appreciate both natural and augmented d20s, okay? We don't discriminate. But we do congratulate, of course. I'm going to take it, Harushi and Heritage. You're back. At least where she's been leading you. A building. It looks like maybe a grain cellar or something. It's designed to store something that is just not in stock right now. And as you come in, that achy iron opens to a dark room, stairs on the far end, broken hay, bits, scraps really. Come down this way.
Lead the way.
Notice Sakrina's in there. Those lights that you've been investigating, one of the jobs in the job board is to figure out what's going on. How do they make their candles? Why are they colored that way? was it possible to outsource it in the mainland? It was something you all looked into, but you didn't get any straightforward answers. And the job didn't actually pay enough, considering how much profit somebody would make for cracking the code there. So nobody really took them up on it. Plus, gives the city a little bit of charm, doesn't it? It's unique. Well, those candles adorn this entire room. A dark chamber. You see several Blind Strike Orcs in here. They look at you. Red eyes in pairs. The only thing you can see, and they're otherwise dark and massive silhouette. They're staring at the orcs. The only non-orc in here is Zakreen. They're leaning over this table, flipping the little chain in the pendant that sits on a tome at the center of it. Fumbling idly, lets out a short gasp when they see you. Hello.
You haven't been forthcoming with me.
Because I'm a bad liar. Heritage. Rushi, that's why I can't speak. You'll know it. You're here not in small part to my orchestration. And my proposition.
What's your proposition?
Well, you'll pull up a journal and you'll flip through the notes, the drawings that he's made. Acromegalis, you're one of them. You can be one of them.
How? You mean to tell me that, no offense to everyone, you're not the eyes? Is that the ritual? There's some sort of ritual.
They're not born that way. Give me your hand. He sort of extends out.
Urushi would hold out his hand in return.
Looks, examining your hand to the drawing of your own hand. Then he flips to the other drawings that he's made over the past few weeks. It's been about a month. There's a resemblance that you didn't really see until now. Something you don't get from your own perspective, just looking down, but there, you see it now. Zakreen looks to Heritage, though. But I wouldn't put you through this unless I knew. And I had a theory. Come here. He extends a hand to him as well.
He steps over and takes it.
This
I
physical
knew I liked
characteristic.
you.
You're one of them too.
Good.
I don't know for certain, but I'm quite sure this ritual will be immensely painful. I wanted to make sure you're conditioned to live out here, but if you would like, and you notice as he's speaking, sort of in the background, it's very fuzzy because it's very calm in here. 2 red ribbons are placed on the table. Drink this. It's for the pain. hand you each a bottle.
He looks over at
What do you do?
Arushi and uncorks it with his teeth.
Urushi was looking at this happen. He'll do the same. Pop it open with his teeth. Bottoms up.
Bottoms up.
And he'll throw it back.
I need a fortitude save from both of you for this ritual.
There it is.
Almost had the 18.
Oh man.
But
Mm.
if I'm correct, that
Okay.
should give me 8.
17.
It is so painful that in a way you don't remember it. As time would pass, you'll remember it as a day of great torment physically, as well as the day where everything sort of changed. You realized why Zakreen brought you here, why he was so hesitant to tell you. But it all fed into a theory that orcs are a little more connected than they think. At least out here. He's still very tight-lipped about what it means, and as soon as you can bear the pain enough to sit up straight, you realize you already have the red bands tied around your eyes. You couldn't even think. You couldn't fathom the pain. Cranially, what is going on is so much that it takes effort even to hear. So as you muster that strength to try to get your wits about you at all, you hear a door open upstairs. It's a familiar voice. One of the guards that was stuck behind, didn't get to fight in the war, opens the door with a rush. Sebta, there's been an incident. I'm gonna cut away. Because back in the house, a couple blocks away, some time ago, you had a question for the kobold, did you not, Elliot?
I don't believe. God, shows how bad my memory is. I don't think I had. I was just trying to see if this guy's, was he controlling the haunting sounds we were hearing, or was he actually scared?
Yeah. So those sounds aren't an illusion. It was the sound of a door opening and the sound of creeping some sort of essence, some ghastly thing moving up along the stairs. And it shows because the confusion on his face. He just sort of stops. Scratches the top of his head, which you'll notice the hand does match the imprint. Like right on the snout. Is that you? What is that?
Not me. No.
Not us.
Elliot would like to make a stealth check to attempt to hide.
Oh god.
No. Why? Look, I thought we had a deal. Why? You're calling the guards on me now? That's it?
No. Why would we do
Just
that?
gone in hiding. Please.
There's someone here and it's not us.
No. And then suddenly, really in a flash, you see a sort of a hooked chain embedded cleanly between the ears of this kobold. lifeless by the time you even registered
Nope.
the impact.
Nope.
The chain just
Nope.
thrown, hooked
Nope.
in. I mean, fish hook,
Nope.
and with a pull.
Nope.
It happens sort of in
God.
pieces. The kobold falls, but also you can hear like the neck snap as the head sort of falls apart from the chain being pulled. It's enough that the body, from the sheer force, sort of just like yanks the desk to the side. This weird gaseous green flame kind of floods in to the floor.
There's a window, right? There's a window in this room, right?
There's
Ian?
a window.
Tell me.
Yeah, no, so not in this room, but between you
Oh my God.
and where there would be a window is a doorway. Standing in the doorway, you see these shoulders first, massive, calcified spikes, jagged and thirsty, a bloated gut, no head to speak of,
Nope.
glowing red eyes, dripping black.
Nope.
Suddenly
No.
more chains
Oh my god!
drop
No.
on the floor.
Nope.
Sort of just
Nope.
cocks ahead to look at you. And with a glowing green hand, just over here, you see these chains are moving
Oh god.
prehensilely on their own, and suddenly it starts to feel as dark and as cold in Candulhurst as it is felt for you in this entire voyage and all month.
Oh fuck.
Urushi and Heritage, as you're coming to, you'll hear about the massacre at the house. They don't know who did it, but the evidence has been basically robbed of the captain. The military force has seized it and won't speak of the matter. But you'll hear whispers to come. Raynor and Elliot are not seen after the day of your
God.
ritual, but you two do recover eventually, and you recover nicely, and that's where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Oh God.
All right.
Bruh.
Yeah. Just no, it's good times. Just like a classic, classic ending.
They're fine. I'm sure they're fine. You know,
Dead.
just going on a vacation.
I had two
Yeah,
characters
exactly.
during the session.
Exactly.
What?
There's a farm upstate.
Yeah.
You lost two in not even 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was
That-
good. It was
That's
good.
a record
Kinda
for
lost
me.
3. Oh, God, and we got almost 20 backers since we started the stream. We started at 36, we're at 54 now. Let's get to
Nice.
56 by the end of the outro, guys.
Yeah.
We got this.
God.
Such a good game.
Um,
Such a good setting.
all right.
It's very Wrath of the Lich King. I'm loving it. All right, let's talk about it. Let's do our outros. I want to start with Rob.
Ooh, yeah, that was exciting. Man, yeah. And now Urushi is a Blind Strike Orc.
Well,
He started off chaotic neutral anyway. But hey, everybody, thanks for joining us. That was an awesome session. You can find me on socials. Twitter primarily is at RPG Theologian. I'm actually primarily a full-time PhD student in comparative religion, so that takes a good chunk of my time, but that was so awesome to be able to be here and play with everybody and see Spencer lose two characters.
two.
The only other place you'll find me is on Fridays at 8 a.m. Eastern. I play on Black Dragon Roleplay, where we play D&D 5e. And it's this coming week, check us out. We may actually get some PvP happening. No spoilers, but just saying. Yeah, some tempers are flaring. But thanks for joining us.
All right. Celeste.
Hi guys. I'm Celeste PLs with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you can catch me on other people's channels. This was kind of a last minute tag in for me, but I had a great time. Finally got to play some Pathfinder, finally got to play with Ian again and Spencer again. It was nice to play with Ace and Rob for the first time. You guys were great. Had a lot of fun. I think this is my first character that was not good aligned. This is the closest I've ever come to playing somebody evil. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, this was great. This was a really cool setting. I'd like to grab it for myself and pick it apart and really see what can be done with it. This was a blast. Right now, about the only thing I have going on is every other Sunday over on twitch.tv/Mattev7. You can catch me in Masks Sunset City playing Lucas Nisk, who just took his hero name, The Messenger. Little superhero teenage action for you, and it's very gay. Very. So I'm always out here with the queer content. So if you want to see some very, very gay stuff, you can follow me around. And I have some other things that I'm working on that I can't really talk about right now. But keep an eye on my Twitter, and there'll be announcements as I can make them. So far, I think I've got something going on next year that you might hear about at some point, but it's gonna be a little bit of a wait. So stay tuned, because you're not gonna want to miss that. It's more superhero content for sure, and it's gonna be a good time.
Man. All right. Let's bring it over.
All right.
Ace.
Hi. I don't know why I said hi. You guys have been here for God knows how long, but
Hi.
yeah. Hello. I had a great time, even though I died. That's fine. Whatever. It's fine. We'll get over it. But yeah, you can find me. This is my that's my Twitter handle up here. You can also find me on Twitch, just Ace McSpace, only one E at the end. I'll actually probably be going live after this is done, so you can come check me out. We'll do some games. But yeah, I had a great time. Thanks so much. I hope to play with you guys again in the future. I had a great time.
Let's see. Last, of course not least, and featuring a beard. Spencer. You were Elliot.
Hi, I am
Kinda.
Spencer at SpencerDVA. This is the first time I've had two characters die in one stream, so that's a thing that happened today. Currently not streaming at the moment because life is hectic, because I'm doing a musical right now, and musicals are an exhausting thing to work on. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Discord at the above username here, and it was super fun to play with some new folks and some old faces as well, so it was a fun time. It was a fun time. I think this is the first time I played 2nd edition Pathfinder since the playtest ended. So, yeah, it was nice to hop back into a little bit of Pathfinder, so.
Yeah, of course. All right, and I've been Ian. We love Pathfinder. We support Pathfinder. I'm obsessed with everything Paizo does, so we're going to be doing more of this. This is one of 3 one-shots of Naltulth, Candulhurst, which will be running for, which comes out to being almost the entire run of the Kickstarter, so we're going to be eyeing it. I know we got, we started at 36 backers. We're at 55 backers now. That's almost 20 backers. Sam had a modest goal of getting to 50 backers before the stream ended, but it looks like me staying late shattered that, because we did run a little bit late, but it's just been so fun doing this. It's weird being back at a first level party. It's not going to be a first level party next week, but it might be a low level party the following week. So for clarity, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the 12th and the 19th for Naltulth. And then, of course, we have Pathfinder every Sunday here. Just follow us. I'm at Ian V. James on Twitter. I tripped because it's a made-up middle initial. It's just the one the Bird app was going to let me use. And that app doesn't... yeah, it's pretty merciless, so I don't really use it. But if you want to follow me there, I'm usually talking about this game, and I'll be talking about this game in particular for a couple of weeks. When I'm blitz prepping and the people we're working with are blitz writing this Kickstarter. It's been an absolute blast. but I think that's all I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching, and good night.
We should be dead. We only wanted to find new materials to trade and barter with so we could bring new resources into the Nyespear kingdom. We found something far more dangerous than what we had bargained for.